Hello, in this chapter we are going to discuss selection and the steps which are involved in selection process. The selection process comes after recruitment, and as we have already discussed, selection is the process of identifying and choosing the best persons out of the number of prospective candidates which are available for jobs. In recruitment we have large number of candidates, and from those large number of candidates we are choosing the best persons, that is selection. We are considering selection as a negative process because at every stage we are rejecting certain candidates. That is why it is considered as a negative process. In the words of Dale Zoder, selection is the process of choosing from among the candidates from within the organizations or from outside the organizations. Now, when he says within the organization, he was talking about the internal source of recruitment, and when he was talking about outside the organization, he was talking about the external source of recruitment. From the internal sources or from the external sources, the available number of candidates can be many, and from those candidates, most suitable candidates for the job can be selected. So selection process has many steps, and we would be discussing those steps one by one. Number one, we would be doing the preliminary screening. This is the first step in the selection process. In this, application forms are closely studied and the unqualified candidates are eliminated. Those candidates whose applications are not completed, those candidates who are not fit, those candidates whose qualification is not matching, these candidates are rejected. So in the preliminary screening, we are selecting the we are opening up the forms, and in those forms we are checking the number of candidates, the type of candidates, and the candidates which are suiting our requirement of job we are selecting it, whereas the applications which are incomplete and the application which are not as per our requirement, those applications we are rejecting. So this is the preliminary screening, the first step in the selection process. Now this helps us to reject the candidates for the reasons which are not appearing in the application form. The second is the selection test. Those candidates who pass the preliminary interview, and those candidates are called for selection test or the employment test. And the employment test is considered as a mechanism, that is a pen or paper test, and we are checking the certain qualities of the individual. Selection test gives us the information about the aptitude, interest, intelligence, personality of the candidates. So different selection tests are conducted from time to time, and different selection tests can be conducted before the selection decision. And different types of selection tests can be the intelligence test, the aptitude test, personality test, trait test, and the interest test. Let us discuss these selection tests one by one. The one is the intelligence test. Intelligence test helps to measure or helps to check the IQ of the person, of an individual. It helps to check the IQ of the individual. It helps to check the learning ability of a person or the ability of the person to make decisions and judgments. In order to select the teacher, this test is very, very useful. After the intelligence test, we have the aptitude test. The aptitude test is conducted to determine the potential of an individual to learn new skills. It is the potential of an individual to learn new skills. It indicates the person's capacity to develop. Such test indicates the capacity of the person to develop, and it also helps to know how he will perform in future. For example, aptitude test is used for the selection of a computer engineer or for the selection of a chartered accountant, okay, where in this type of jobs, one most important thing that we have to consider is the quality of a person to learn new skills. The next is the personality test. It provides information about the person's emotion, his reactions, maturity, value system, his beliefs, his attitudes, his capacity to get along with the others, his maturity, etc. This test aims to know about the qualities of a person as a whole. And this test is difficult to design and the test is difficult to implement. Let us take an example that a person who hates meeting people means a person who does not go along with other people, he cannot be a good salesman. So personality test helps us to know the personality of a particular person. Then we have a trait test. Trait test is used to measure the existing skill of the individual. Example, a typewriter must be provided to a person who is appearing for a typing test, who is appearing for a typist. Computer must be provided to a computer who is appearing for the computer test, because we have to measure the existing skill which a person has. It measures the level of knowledge and proficiency in the area of the profession or his technical training. For example, a typist test may be conducted for the job of the typist. A candidate for the post of a computer operator can be asked about the different parts of the computer. A candidate for the job of the computer operator can be asked to operate the computer. And a person who is applying for the job of a machine operator must be asked about certain things which is related to the machines, the proper and safe handling of the machines. So these tests must be conducted. Now there is a difference between a trait test and the aptitude test. Trait test is helping a person to know the actual skill that he has. Trait test, whatever skills he has. And the aptitude test helps the person to measure the potential to acquire skills. It means the trait test helps a person to know about the existing skills which a person has, and the aptitude test helps the person to know about the skills or the potential which he has to acquire new skills. That is why it is said that a trait test is different from an aptitude test, as that one is concerned with what person has already has, and other is what the person can learn in future. Then you have the interest test. Interest test is conducted to determine the person's area of interest and the kind of jobs that can satisfy him. This test aims to identify the area in which the candidate has special liking, his involvement of a person. So interest test is used to determine the interest of the person. After conducting all such tests, when all such tests are conducted, then those applications who has qualified for the test, they are called for the interview. An interview is a formal, it is an in-depth conversation which is conducted to evaluate the applicant's suitability for the job. Interview helps in knowing more about qualification, experience, personality of the applicant. The interview also gives a chance to the applicant or the candidate to know about the organization, to get information regarding salary, working conditions, etc. So interview is conducted after the selection test of all those candidates who have passed the selection test. After the interview, the reference and the background checks is done. Now, many employees, they request names, address and telephone numbers of references for the purpose of verifying information. It means there are candidates, he has to provide the name of those persons, the name, addresses of those persons which are well known to him. These persons can be the employers, these persons can be the teachers, these persons can be the university professors, or anyone which is having a good name in a society. They have to provide the name of a person, they have to provide the address, they have to provide the phone numbers, and the employer can call them, they can meet them personally in order to know about the candidate. Then after the background and reference checks, then we have a selection decision. A candidate who crosses all the hurdles, all the problems, then a final list is prepared for selection. Now, before making the final decision about selection, the views and opinions of the concerned manager is also taken into account. Then only the selection decision is taken. After the person has been selected, decision for selection is taken, then the medical examination is conducted, and the medical examination, candidate is asked to provide his medical fitness certificate. For this purpose, the company can also employ its own doctor, and the doctor will be checking the person's health and providing him the certificate. Or there are certain companies who ask the candidates to get himself medically examined, and after that जो है कि medical certificate is obtained by the candidate from a qualified physician. And if the candidate is declared fit, then the job offer is given to him after the medical examination. After the medical examination, job offer is given to the candidate. But this job offer contains the terms and conditions of employment, means it is an appointment letter. It is a letter of appointment or the employment letter which contains all the terms and conditions of employment, the pay scales and the other benefits which he is going to get. Such a letter generally contains a date by which a person is requested to, or a person is going to join a particular job. He is going to join the duty. A particular date is also mentioned. And after that, we have contract of employment. After the job offer, when the candidate has accepted the job offer, a written contract of employment is made between the employer and the candidate. Now, after the person has accepted the job offer, then only the contract of employment is made between the employer and the candidate. The candidate is required to provide details, and at the same time the employer is also required to provide the details. Both of them, they are providing the details of each other. Example, the candidate is required to provide details regarding the different types of forms which is requested from him. At the same time, the contract of employment is also providing information regarding the job title, what duties he has to perform, when is the joining date, and the pays and allowances, working hours. All those information is provided by the employer too. So alongside you have a chart, and from those charts you will come to know that the first, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth steps, that is preliminary screening, selection test, employment interview, then references and background checks, then selection decisions, and then medical examinations. Up till there, the selection process is the rejection of candidates. Then after, when the job offer has been selected, it suggests that the candidate has been selected. After a job offer, a contract of employment is made. Now let us discuss about the differences between the recruitment and the selection. We have done recruitment also, and selection. Number one, it aims to create a large pool of applicants. The purpose of recruitment is to create large pool of applicants, whereas selection purpose is to to select the best possible candidate which is suitable for the job. Nature, it is a positive process. Recruitment is a positive process because the pool of candidate is there, and negative is a the selection is a negative process because it rejects persons on various grounds. Then the process of recruitment is simple process because the candidate don't have to cover too much hurdles, whereas selection is a compressed process because from every step they have to cover different hurdles and they might be rejected in any step. And recruitment is before selection and selection is after the recruitment process. So this is the difference between these two, recruitment and the selection.